Let's go.
The Ace and TJ family presents Unfiltered, Uncensored, and Uninterrupted. Well, almost.
Right here. Let's go.
This is Share Funny from the Ace and TJ Show Plus.
Whoa. Here we are. Alexis, you ready to have some fun?
Yep. I am.
Da, 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 da.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me.
Okay.
What is that from?
SpongeBob.
Oh,
Duh.
Is it now?
sorry. I haven't
Is
seen SpongeBob
it?
in forever.
Is it?
It is for any time, anywhere. Something like
Down
that.
here in the deep blue sea.
So,
Hey, hi.
Riggins, you always talk about how you love the fact that Rob runs his business when it comes to his relationship and all. Rob does what he wants to do, and you always imagine it being that Meredith, just his girlfriend, just happens to, agree with what he says that he wants to do or doesn't want to do and all that. But she has given Rob a new rule.
Oh,
When, I don't know whether he's going to abide by the new rule or not, but what is the new rule she wants to put on you, Rob?
I can't wear my Ace and TJ hoodie into public anymore.
why?
We went to Texas Roadhouse, and the waitress was super stoked when she found out who I was.
How cool.
Why is that bad?
Because Meredith was pretty embarrassed.
He said Meredith gets embarrassed whenever listeners come over and talk to Rob about the show and all of that. It embarrasses her.
But that's like the greatest compliment you can get.
I agree.
But how does it? What embarrasses her about it? What
I
is it?
don't know 100%, but like she just puts her hand on the side of her face and just kind of like hides her face a little
Yeah,
bit.
she doesn't like the attention.
Yeah, I guess that's probably it.
Which, I mean, it's understandable because she really didn't decide to be, in the public eye or whatever. So it's a little bit different than, when celebrities get famous and go, but I don't like the attention. Like, well, you chose to be in this business. She didn't. She never, wanted to be in a position where people were coming up to her and talking and all of that.
Was he working in radio before they met?
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, not with. Well, yeah, I was working for you guys. Yeah. I've been here longer.
And
than
anybody that meets Rob knows that guy's a star. So she should have seen
Yeah.
it coming.
Yeah.
I mean, the writing was on the wall.
And was it just the one girl, the server? One woman?
Yeah, I've been like I wore the hat one day and somebody recognized the hat and then
Yeah.
asked about it, but it wasn't even with her. I told her about it and she was like, "Oh no, why?" I was like, "You weren't even there. Why do you care?"
Yeah, and of course, you're nice to everybody that comes up and meets you and all of that, and appreciative and all. Does she ever want you to just kind of blow it off?
No, she
No.
wouldn't do that. But she did tell me I can't wear this hoodie no more. I was like,
Don't
well,
wear it in public.
I was like, I don't have many other jacket options. I just don't buy jackets usually, and I'm starting to get cold, so
Like, well, what do you want me to do, man?
I gotta wear it. But Haley was our waitress's name. She was very nice, and she said, "I have to tell my mom," and then she walked away immediately at the beginning.
Her mom was in the kitchen.
I don't know.
So bring her out here. Bring her on out.
You're at the damn Texas Roadhouse. I'd be more surprised if nobody recognized you.
Yeah, Texas Roadhouse in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So, Meredith doesn't come to any of our live show things, does she?
No, it's because she
She's
works.
working, but
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
I know.
I mean, because there's a lot of mingling among listeners and all there.
I think it might be in that situation. She might be okay with it because when we did Second Chance Prom,
Yeah.
she never had a problem with it.
Because that's a work event.
Yeah.
You know it's about you going into the event.
Yeah, but like out in public, she's not a fan. Like one day we were at a burger place and I was just chilling outside waiting for a table and the guy walked up and he goes, "Oh, are you Tech D Rob?" And she goes, "Oh, come on."
Well, would she rather people come up and say hi like that, or would she rather find out later that they sat and stared at you the whole time from a distance? Which would make her feel more uncomfortable?
Yeah, I feel like if they stared just and she noticed it, she would not like that.
Or if you got a message later in the day that said, "I saw you at Texas Roadhouse. I was at a table across the room, and I watched you the whole time, but I didn't want to come say anything because I didn't want to disturb you."
It sure looked like you enjoyed those chicken critters.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think she'd like that a lot more.
and that was the name of the dish you enjoyed yesterday, chicken critters.
She and I both ate some chicken critters. Yeah,
Chicken critters.
Oh, what's a chicken critter?
it's just their chicken strips. They
Oh.
chicken tenders. They call them a funny name.
Okay,
Chicken critters.
And loaded mashed potatoes.
I do like a Texas Roadhouse. That's
Ooh, I ate so many rolls.
Yeah.
But do you think, Mick Jagger's girlfriend says, "Hey, Mick, you can't walk around and be Mick Jagger," or, with those big lips? You think Lady Gaga's boyfriend says, "Hey, can you not break out into song, or can you hide your hair under a hat?" I don't think so. So, I don't know that I like that rule.
Yeah,
She doesn't want you to shine.
Priscilla didn't tell Elvis to shave off his sideburns.
Exactly.
True.
That's a way better example.
But I mean, did Elvis wear a hoodie that said "I'm Elvis" on it?
Also a good point. Also a good point.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that just goes to show you how little people think of our ability to sell those shirts and stuff with our logo on. If you see an Ace and TJ shirt, it must be one of them.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it that way, but that's depressing.
It must be one of them on the show.
Like nobody would buy that
Right.
crap and wear it. It's got to be one of them.
Well, she was very kind because she also asked, "How do I get one of those?" I was like, "Well,
Oh.
you can't get one of this one, unfortunately."
It's one of one.
Yeah. Yeah, she probably was wanting to buy one, though. She was like, "You got those in your car?"
You hawking them?
Wow, that's interesting.
Rob gets recognized all the time.
Sounds like it. I would hate for that to end for him because that's a fun experience.
See, I don't think he has to have an Ace and TJ shirt on.
You think?
No. Can't wear his big old Ace and TJ hat. Nothing with the logo on it. Wow.
It's terrible.
How about when you sign the check, Rob? Leave one of your business cards on the table with the tip saying thank you.
No, yeah. Meredith was being a dick and was like, "You gonna leave her an autograph when we go?" Shut up.
Oh, Meredith's jealous.
Oh, yeah.
Roasty.
Was the girl attractive, Rob?
Yeah, she was pretty.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, I didn't like that at all.
Oh, yeah.
You gonna leave her your number 2?
Is that what it is, Rob? She doesn't like other women talking to you.
I don't think that's the case. I don't. I mean,
Well, let's
but
pretend that it is. It's a lot more fun.
Oh, it's way
I mean-
more fun
I
if we
mean-
do that.
I'd like to think she doesn't get jealous, but well, sure.
Back off, bitch.
You saw how many rolls he ate? Only my man could do that.
Oh yeah, like you just kept bringing him rolls for no reason. Okay. I
What
see.
you gonna do? You bring another roll? You walking by to check the water again?
Yeah.
What was her name, Rob?
Oh, Haley.
Haley.
I believe that's right.
Okay.
I tried to make sure I remembered. I'm not good with names, but I think that's right.
Haley, we've had enough rolls. Back off.
Haley, why don't you take your ass back to the kitchen and check on those chicken critters? That's what you need to do.
I know you're enjoying your little brush with fame here, but a little less fangirling and a lot more chicken critter cooking. Chicken critters ain't gonna get out here themselves.
That's right.
So, you could be a star right now if you'd get my chicken critters. And these mashed potatoes are not lumpy enough.
How do I get one of those Texas Roadhouse shirts? Oh, right. I have to work here like you do.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah, you'd be better off, I think, wearing an Ace and TJ shirt instead of the Texas Roadhouse shirt because you're doing more work for them than you are the Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
She's never been jealous at all about anything, Rob?
I don't think so. I mean, not that I noticed.
Y'all have never had an argument about you being flirty or somebody being flirty with you?
No.
No.
Yeah, Rob doesn't.
Let's remedy that.
Rob doesn't strike me as the flirty guy. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, but it could be that somebody flirted with him and he didn't reject them enough.
Oh, that's true.
You know, a lot of times people get mad about that.
Yeah.
You could tell she was flirting with you and you did nothing to stop it.
Those damn chicken critters. We are trying to enjoy a nice night. I don't need your slutty ass flirting with my boyfriend.
Can you speed it up? He's got D&D to play today.
That's
Scoop up these crumbs from the tablecloth and get our chicken critters out here.
Before it turns into Roadhouse and I just kick the shit out of you in a pool hall.
No, we don't want any rattlesnake bites. Leave us alone.
Yeah.
oh man. Look at Meredith.
But you know,
I
that's
love that.
Laying claim to
can't-
her man. You better stop it, Rob.
you can't trust those servers like that.
I'll stop it.
I mean, you know, Alexis was doing that when she was a server, moving in on somebody's man. And, oh,
I actually had a lady call back to the restaurant one time and complain that I was flirting with her boyfriend.
yeah.
I was like, I was not flirting with your boyfriend, please.
Were you?
He was ugly. No, not at all. That's why I was like, are
Was
you
that your
seriously
defense?
called?
Can I talk to her? He was ugly. Sorry.
Like, trust me, I was not
Like-
hitting on your
Yeah,
man.
like Trump said, I wouldn't be with her. She's got a horse face.
It's your horse face. I would never.
Last week, Sarah, who does the Why I'm Single podcast that I record with every Tuesday, she's a server, and she was teaching someone at her job. What do you call it? They were shadowing her or whatever. And they went to a table, and the boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever, the couple, they were arguing. And as they walked up, she said, so the girl told the guy, like, F you. And she was standing there holding the menus. And he said something like, hey, I'm sorry about that. And she goes, no, F her, F you too. And she just told like Sarah to F off. And then the one poor girl who was shadowing was just standing there like, I didn't even say a word. I mean, F off.
Whoa.
She said that had never happened, but it's probably the same thought process.
Yikes.
Don't be coming over here. You F off as well.
Wow.
Flirting with my mans.
That by
Oh,
saying,
man.
hey, I hear your menu. Just kind of get you something to drink.
Who are you talking to?
But the meal was good at the end of that, Rob?
Oh, yeah. The chicken critters never disappoint.
Was that, you said it was yesterday or Saturday?
It was yesterday. We
Okay.
went for lunch.
At what time? Because I know y'all sleep. She sleeps late.
12:30.
Whoa. Then that explains it. She was irritable. She had to get up early.
So for people that don't know, Rob, she gets what, 10 hours a night?
At least. On weekends, it's usually 12.
Yeah, she'd gotten up early to go to lunch.
So let's say the typical Friday. She comes home from work. She's a teacher. And what time does she go to bed?
Usually between 10 and 11.
Okay. So she'll sleep until noon the next day?
Sometimes, yes.
Hey, what was she doing during the exchange with the server? Did she talk to her at all, or did she just kind of look at the menu and not say anything?
The server wasn't sure that who I was at first. Like and the Meredith was like, yeah, that's him.
And that was it. That's all she said.
Yeah, that was about the only thing she interjected with.
Yeah.
Believe your eyes. In the flesh. Here he is.
She would have done it.
What would she have done if she said, "Will you? Can I take a picture with y'all? Get somebody to take our picture, like it's all three of you." Would she have done that?
I don't know. She might not. She might have been like, no, that's okay. She may, because I did ask her when the lady left. I said, would it have been weirder for you if she would have been like, oh, so that means you're Meredith? And she was like, I would not have liked that at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you better, put people on notice.
If you approach me, don't approach her, please.
Right.
See, that doesn't strike. We've all hung out with Meredith. She doesn't seem that. She seems more outgoing and talkative than Rob does. So it's surprising to me that she would be so uncomfortable with that scenario.
Well, maybe it's just that the complete and total strangers approaching her, she gets shy and kind of withdrawn.
Yeah. She weird.
But I mean, you know, she's the one that chose to cohabitate with an A-lister.
Not kidding. She's shooting for the stars.
Does it bother Jay when you get recognized around him?
He
Alexis?
loves it.
He does?
Yeah, he was waiting for the moment that it would happen, and it happened one time when I was helping him on the truck. I was walking into the bathroom, and this lady and her husband yelled out my name, and so she came back outside to take a picture with me, and he was just eating it up. He's like, "I love that."
That's awesome.
Good for him. That's great.
Yeah. See, and we have a difference, though, in, you know, what it looks like when, you know, a significant other cares about their person, and then when they, well, you know, Rob. No, I'm kidding. She's just shy. Meredith
it's
is just
bringing
shy for
attention.
strangers. Yeah.
I get it.
She was being a dick.
Yeah, Rob said that.
Meredith was being a dick.
Which translates, she's just a shy.
That's all.
Hey, miss any part of Share Funny? Subscribe to the podcast on all major podcast platforms. More Share Funny coming up. Share Funny has its own Facebook group. To join, search Share Funny and get more. Now more Share Funny from the Ace and TJ family.
So, Riggins just went into a little bit of an angry speech about his vape juice. Whatever. I don't know anything about the vape juices. That's something I haven't really kept up with.
Good.
But I do know that they stopped selling certain flavors because kids were getting it. They were trying to make it harder for kids to get. Is the Juul brand still a thing? People still Juul?
Some people do, yeah.
But they have so many different versions of that
Yeah.
type of
Yeah, I mean-
vape stick or whatnot.
Yeah, I was on the Juul for a long time. I loved it. It was perfect. Got me off smoking instantly. It was amazing. And then they took away all the flavors, so you get like a tobacco or a, whatever it was. So you had to go find something that was comparable, and that's what I did. But that means I got to go into the vape shops all the time and look for the right juice. And some people that go into the vape shops we're different. I'm not going to cast aspersions on anybody, but
They're
man,
not the same as you.
no, and it just like reeked of weed when I went in there, and I don't know if it was legal weed or whatever, Delta stuff, but
that Delta stuff smells very
I mean, it
much
just
like
reeked of weed. So I'm like, it's Friday. I'm just trying to go home, and now I'm dealing I'm in a room that just reeks of marijuana. I'm just trying to get out of there as quick as possible.
And what was the woman ahead of you buying? What was it called?
She was buying 2 bottles of something called Zombie Skin.
What is that?
It's some sort of flavor of a juice, I'm assuming. This guy's like, I'll be with you in 1 second. And he's like, all right, 2 bottles of Zombie Skin. And I just heard the name. I was so intrigued.
Oh my gosh.
I just heard the name.
yeah.
I was so intrigued.
I got to try that.
I looked it up. It is tart green apple on the inhale and grape and berry on the exhale.
Oh, man. So you get different flavors on the inhale and the exhale?
I don't know how that works.
I guess.
That seems complicated.
And then so Alexis was trying to help you. I'm telling you, just use this, it's disposable and whatever. And he said, well, what flavor is that? She said, fruit gushers.
It doesn't even taste fruity though. It's just I don't know.
He's just looking for vanilla.
Yeah, I'm like, I need vanilla. Like the one that came in the Juul, So they don't make that though. It's like, well, we've got a watermelon strawberry cream puff. I'm like, no, it's just like you have like a regular vanilla.
Vanilla pound cake supremes, that work for you?
Yeah, it's like some dumb shit like that. So it's always like Elmo's taint. It's like the stupidest.
So they give the vape juices names like they do different strains of weed. Then. It's
Yeah.
got to be some kind of a crazy name.
Yeah.
Zombie skin.
Yeah. Barney nuts. It's great flavored. Angel farts. Oh gosh,
But I thought
I'm like an adult, and I'm like, man, 2 bottles of.
You found a
Barney
place
farts.
that had something that
Yeah.
that was close to you. Did they sell out of it? Or
No,
you
so
know?
every once in a while they have it, and I'll buy all the bottles of it, just like a vanilla one. I'm like, yeah, and I'm borderline when I go into these places. I'm already irritated that I'm addicted to this thing. So I'm like agitated already, and I have to really check myself because I don't want to be, rude or obnoxious to the people that work there because they're very nice people.
Yeah.
But I just go into the situation agitated, and then that doesn't help when I'm like stuck behind the woman. She's like, 2 bottles of zombie skin. I just wanted to try it. Like, oh God! Like this is the ugly side of the addiction.
So how does it work? It used to be little pods.
Yeah, they are.
But you said bottles. I didn't
Well,
know.
you buy the pods, and then you buy the juice, and you put the juice in the pod, and you got to replace the pod.
Okay.
And then you got to replenish the juice. But if you buy it online, because of all the PACT Act, I think it is, there's so many taxes that they've tacked onto there. Plus, you got to get an adult signature. That costs $8. So if you get 2 little bottles online, that's going to run you $50, little bottles. But if you go to the store, they're $15 a piece. So, you save $20 by just going into the store.
And how long does a bottle last?
Weeks
Yeah.
it depends on your habit, but maybe months. A little bottle. And I don't use that thing that blows out like the huge clouds. That's a different kind of vaping, but a lot of people do it because you can still get nicotine that way. But these pod systems are much more discreet. And I think those big cloud blowers are what caused all the legislation in the first place because everybody's like, oh, is that what they're doing now? Blowing these enormous clouds.
Yeah, you can get behind somebody's car and think,
can
should
see
I go
it.
check? Or is that car on fire?
Yeah, that's the way it looks.
It looks like a paper mill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. These big plumes of smoke. And I think legislators saw that and parents saw that. They're like, well, that looks bad. And when in reality, the people that use the Juul or any of these systems to get off cigarettes, they don't want, just like a cigarette smoker, they're not, they're hiding in the corner. It's not fun to smoke cigarettes nowadays. So it's just irritating is all. It's just irritating. The whole thing.
Now, are you always the oldest one in there when you go?
No, I was the youngest by far this time. There was a guy in a business, and then you get everybody that smokes doesn't all look the same. So the girl was getting the zombie skin. She was in this jacked up truck, blacked out windows, looked like a '94 Suburban. It was dirty, not nice. And then the guy that comes in right after me, he's got a suit on, got the tie, clearly like on his lunch break or something, and he's quietly waiting as well. So, I know I didn't look the shittiest, but I also didn't look the best in there. So I was right in the middle. So he's probably like, these 2 jackasses, like I can't wait for them to be on. And I wanted to be like, dude, me and you, we're basically
We're
the same,
same.
but we're not.
So
But
what
it's
is your
just-
brand? What is your flavor?
I like a vanilla.
And it's just called vanilla. They don't have
Just
a funny name.
just a regular vanilla. And that's why they don't carry it in a lot of these places. They're like, well, we got a strawberry vanilla. I'm like, okay, well, that's not vanilla, is it?
So this time, though, when you went, they had vanilla.
Well, I just needed the pods when I
Okay.
went out on Friday. And they're like, oh, did you check the box? I'm like, no. They're like, because we'll sell them one at a time, too, like loose cigarettes.
What?
I'm like, oh, shit. Well, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad you said something because, no, there's 2 out of 3 in there. You just popped. Somebody came in here and bought 1 pod.
And then you put the others back on the shelf.
And they
in
put
the
it back
box?
on the shelf because somebody's come in there with 7 quarters and be like, can I get a pod? Stop smoking. Give it up, dude. Give it up. It's not good. It's time.
I need 1 pod.
7
I need
quarters.
one. Yeah, honestly, it's so bad. It's like anything else, man. It's not fun.
But you
And I
like
hate
it.
it. I don't like it. I'm addicted to it. Not fun.
But Alexis doesn't seem to have a problem with it. She likes it.
Mine's a little different than his. Mine's yeah, different materials and ingredients.
Well,
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I don't use nicotine because that's what those pods have nicotine in them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's addicted to. Is the nicotine.
Clearly, the way I'm speaking, you can tell I'm addicted to nicotine. I mean, I have all the attributes of somebody who's addicted to nicotine.
What do
I was
you
trying to
just get
explain that to
grouchy
somebody.
or something? Like when you don't have
Well-
like what is that feeling?
Yeah,
irritable?
agitated, irritable. Yeah,
Yeah, think about
Somebody-
when somebody's quitting cigarettes, how they get on edge, and that's
Yeah.
what he gets like if he doesn't have nicotine.
Seinfeld, when he was talking to Bill Burr and they're smoking cigars, I think it was them. They were talking about like if you ever see somebody smoking a cigar, they're relaxed. They're in like a big leather chair. It's casual. It's like it's relaxing.
It's meant to slow you down.
Yeah,
and just
if you see
enjoy.
somebody smoking a cigarette, it's panic. It's frantic. It's agitation. It's stress. And it's so true. It's like, and that's what, and that's part of the nicotine.
So does it
addiction.
calm you down when you actually do smoke it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it does have calming effects.
Yeah.
Well, because it's like you have a tiny little episode of withdrawal, and then you get the medicine, and it's okay. That's what I needed.
Yeah.
That's
But if-
what I needed.
But then
I've never
eventually-
smoked and I smoke. Do I feel calm after that?
No.
No, you feel probably sick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not fun. But like, and then, but it eventually, I mean, when you smoke a cigarette, I'm sure it increases your heart rate and makes you, I mean, it does make you more focused and things like that.
It's a good diet plan.
I mean, it's
good
what everyone
workout plan.
Yeah, right. It's just not fun. Don't do it. Oh God, it's like the worst. It's the grossest addiction ever. It's so gross.
Well,
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're addicted to crack cocaine, that's probably not that fun either, but
yeah. Or some of these sexual addictions can
Yeah.
be a lot grosser.
yeah. It's true.
All right. Well, so you're good. How many times a day do you have to hit the jewel?
Not that many, about 200 or so.
Yeah. But it's still way better than smoking.
Not that many.
I mean, I think so. It's got it's got none of the carcinogens that are found in a traditional cigarette. So it's really just a nicotine delivery. And you see it with the dip now too. They're all doing what do they call those things? The Zyn pouches. It's kind of the same idea. You're just getting like the nicotine.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool. Please don't ever do it. It's like so stupid.
Now, if I ever do it, I'm going all the way back to regular cigarettes.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it upright.
yeah, if you're gonna go.
Yeah. Smoke them if you got them.
Because I look really cool smoking.
Yeah.
I have always maintained that.
So cool.
Love it. Love it.
This is the Share Funny podcast from the Ace and TJ family. More next. Share Funny podcast from the Ace and TJ family.
Let's go.
Alexis, it's probably a good thing you've never smoked cigarettes. Because I bet if we put you outside in a parking lot somewhere and you lit up a cigarette, somebody would come up there or call the cops thinking that there's a little kid smoking cigarettes.
It's true.
That looked like a little kid, like a 12-year-old was smoking over there. Go check it out.
Like it's candy cigarettes, guys.
I rarely see anybody smoking anymore. You know, and,
don't.
and places like walking into stores, things like that. Because that's where I would always have to like hurry up on my way across the parking lot and finish the cigarette before I even got close to the door.
It's so weird though, and I've talked about this before, but in 2018, when Peyton and I went to Krakow to sit down in a restaurant outdoors, the first thing we did, we got to a place to get something to eat, and we sat down outside at this restaurant. There were people, and it was like, damn, is that cigarette smoke? What is going on? And it was people sitting at the tables. They were outdoors, but there were so many of them just sitting around smoking like it was no big deal. And you kind of catches you off guard. Like, what is going on? Is there like, this person on top of me? You realize, no, there are people smoking all over the place over here.
Yeah.
It was weird, really weird.
And I think the taxes that we pay on cigarettes here in the United States, they've gotten so outrageous. I mean, when I was in Chicago, and this was years ago, I mean, it was almost $20 a pack, $18 a pack. I think in New York it was over 20. I don't know how people continue the habit
Well,
at $20 a pack of cigarettes.
And that's why the politicians that gripe about smoking and big tobacco and all so much won't just make a lot of outlaw it.
Yeah.
you know, because they use that tax money. They want that tax money. That's what makes them such vile, disgusting excuses for humans. Not just that issue, but it proves that they are that. So they get up and condemn these people for their product and all, and then they raise the taxes on them so high, and won't just say, all right, well then cigarettes are banned.
Yeah.
Because they want all that tax money. They just keep raising the tax money on it. And they said, well, this deters people from smoking. And it lines their pockets with campaign finances and all of that stuff.
This says the most expensive pack of cigarettes in America is in New York City. There are 30 different factors that have to be factored into the price of cigarettes in New York City. I think the average is $14 a pack.
Yeah, and that's why so many, like there's a black market for cigarettes now, just like there is for cocaine in states like New York.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy.
Let's see, wait. As opposed to, I just looked. So in Charlotte or North Carolina, it's $5.36 a pack is the average. And it's $14. It's almost 3 times the amount in New York City than it is in Charlotte throughout a pack of cigarettes. That's crazy.
Yeah, and a lot of that tax money goes to children's medical expenses and all, like at Medicaid and things. So, in other words, the smokers are funding health care for children. And yet the politicians still come down on them and act like they're the scourge of the earth. And, you know, if it weren't for them, there would be more children dying. I say we need to all pick it back up and demand lower taxes on tobaccos.
Let's all start smoking.
And how can they not have come up with by now a safe cigarettes that are just like cigarettes, but they don't give you the health problems?
Yeah, I know. You'd be a billionaire. Well, I know some people smoke those native, is it American spirits?
The ones that are cloves and things like that.
I've smoked clove cigarettes. I don't know, but I know they say that's like a healthier cigarette, but I find that.
I've had hemp cigarettes that are all completely like hemp. Those are dope.
I see what you did there.
Hemp tobacco.
Well, it's just like it's just filled with hemp, but they look like cigarettes on the outside.
Does it get you high?
Not really, but it's just feel like having that something to smoke or whatever. It's like a very light calming effect, but nothing crazy.
And it won't give you the cancer.
No. Yeah, they're awesome.
Hemp cigarettes.
When we lived in the apartment together, you smoked then, TJ. That was a long time ago, but you didn't smoke in the apartment, did you? I don't think so.
No.
My old roommate used to go use the bathroom and smoke then, but he also would take off all his clothes to use the bathroom. I remember having him bring him like toilet paper one time. I'm like, oh my God, it smells like cigarettes in your room. He's like, just grab it from the closet. So I go in there, hand it. I'm like, now you're butt naked and you're smoking a cigarette while you're using the bathroom? I mean, get it together.
Yeah, that's one of the worst smell combinations ever. You know, doo-doo and cigarette smoke.
Ew.
Gotta be.
Ugh.
Gotta be.
I never even, never having smoked, I just never even occurred to me that there
You want to sit in there that long?
those two things would even go together.
Yeah, shit smoke is nasty.
Is that a common thing to smoke on the toilet?
For some people, yeah,
That's
it used to be.
disgusting.
Used to be.
It's so weird to me.
Oof. Yeah, but you know it when it's happened. You don't even have to witness it. But if you come in, I would say within 30 minutes after it's complete, you'd be like, oh,
It smells like the turd was smoking.
yeah. Like somebody just went in with a torch and just on a turd. It's like some people smoking a Porta-John, you know, because it's not already hot and unpleasant in there. Let's go ahead and just smoke in it.
I was going to say, that would seem so, the air is so thick and stuffy anyway.
And it seems like it'd be dangerous, you know, with that, what's it called? That kind of gas that comes out of you?
Methane.
Methane, yeah. Looks like it would have methane in it. But I guess if it had too much methane, you wouldn't be able to go in it either way.
Seems like that blue stuff they put in there and their body would ignite or something.
But you know what? You just talk about two things that that every sophisticated, successful person in America has a Porta-John and cigarettes.
You know it. You know it.
It's a match made in heaven.
Wouldn't that be the worst? Say you went out like that. You say, well, how did he die? Well, he was smoking a cigarette in a Porta-John.
It exploded.
Yeah, that sucks.
At a outdoor Willie Nelson festival.
Just slumped right over.
Is there a place? I think you two do the smoked, Riggins and TJ. Is there a place that you were ever having a cigarette that you thought, wow, damn, this is terrible. What am I doing out here having a cigarette at this location? Whatever.
Well,
Like in a Porta-John or something.
Yeah.
Not that, but a place where you're like, God, what am I doing out here?
well, the thing that finally, made me want to stop smoking, making me think, okay, I got to look at this on a different level now, is standing in one of those rooms that the airports would provide for the smokers.
I remember that.
He's standing there and like a caged animal in there with all the other people, and just a big room full of smoke and smokers that, just basically saying, we can't go out there with the others. We have to be sequestered in here.
Keep you separated
Yeah.
from the normal people.
Yeah, but then the ultimate though was when my daughter was born. That's what really did it. I figured, if she can't smoke with me yet, then what's the reason? What's the purpose for it?
But I was always impressed though, because you had tried several times before that to quit, but then that time you was able to be like, okay, this is important, boom, and you were done.
Yeah.
You haven't smoked since.
Man, many times I wish I had.
Yeah.
Like I still see or smell cigarette smoke and go, oh man, I could have a cigarette right now. But I don't.
Did you was it before Lainey was born that you gave it up, or like days after?
It was, she was born in June, and we went to the Olympics in Atlanta. What month was that? Was that August or July?
In Australia, you mean?
Yeah.
That was August, I think.
Oh, so it was
And
after.
because I had to, when I was ready to hold her, first of all, when I got home every day from work, I would have to take a shower, and then I wouldn't smoke again until I was getting ready to go to bed because I wanted to hold her and all. But if I came in and I had been smoking and I didn't have time to take a shower, I just wanted to hold her, I had to go in, wash your arms all the way up, past your elbows and, do all that, change my shirt. And I just got tired of that. And then I looked at it like, okay, now I've got a kid now, and I don't want to be this example for my child. So I marked the day that I was going to quit. It was when we got back from Australia from the Olympics that year. And I had won 3 or 4 gold medals. I can't remember. Yeah, and that was it. The last one I smoked, I remember seeing my foot crush it out in my driveway. Then before I got in my truck and drove to work that morning.
That was it.
And you used to go like outside to smoke a cigarette before bed, like you'd be in your pajamas or you'd be like, all right, let me go smoke a cigarette before I go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more. Get one more in. After sex. A cigarette.
After a meal.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee.
So delicious.
Oh, it's so good.
It's funny that's meant to be shared. This is the Share Funny Podcast from the Ace and TJ family.